Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be ranking the current top 10 players in Warzone based off various criteria: earnings, KD, win percentage, total kills, average kills per match, all that type of stuff. So if you do enjoy the video, learn something new, please do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back, just double check, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. And I'm going to be pulling these top 10 players from the current 48 player lineup for the NYSL Subliners 100K Warzone Mania that is taking place on Monday the 7th and Tuesday the 8th. And one quick thing before we jump into the top 10, this video is sponsored by Herman Miller. Welcome to the Herman Miller Performance Advantage, breaking down advanced play from pros to help you advance your game. And today we're going to be taking a look at Aiden clutching up this 1v4. You can see how he takes advantage of that hop-up spot, ends up getting one down, takes the other one down as well, listens for this outplay, resets the gunfight. This is what a lot of top players are able to do. They disengage, played up, get fully reloaded, re-engage, and continued this process, slowly whittling down the enemy team. And you can see he's going for this hop-up spot again. They probably thought maybe he came in from the roof, glided down or something, comes in, sneaks in, that guy's plating up, pretty easy kill, comes out, snaps onto the next guy, which is critical there. He was able to get a good gunfight in with an MP5, which deals a lot of damage, and then now he's basically in a 1v1 for the match. He already has one down. They've already been revived by the teammate. Cleans that up. And that's the Herman Miller Performance Advantage. And number 10 on my list is going to be Metaphor. And this was an incredibly hard list to put together, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, because there's so many top players on this list that could easily slip up or down. It just kind of comes down to play styles and preference and kind of your overall thought process as you watch this individual player. Metaphor has to be one of the nastiest snipers in Warzone. Hands down. There's a lot of great players on this list. He also happens to be on keyboard and mouse, transitioned from League of Legends as a dominant player in that, and made the leap and has been doing phenomenal within Warzone. One of the things that I think ranks him a little bit lower on this list is he hasn't had as many chances to prove himself in these bigger cash prize tournaments as a lot of these other bigger names on this list, but I thought it was still worth mentioning because he is one of a few people that have over 100,000 kills. He averages about 10 kills per match, which is pretty crazy. And if you ever tune into his streams, you know the vast majority of the time he's playing solo. And as many of you guys know, solo battle royale is probably one of the hardest modes in all of battle royales. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Number 9 on the list is going to be TP. He has to be one of my favorite streamers to watch just because of how methodical he is about playing the game. Very smart player. And for some of you out there that might not know who TP is, he's a Call of Duty legend, winning countless majors when he was a pro player in the CDL, as well as winning the 2014 World Champions, went on to be a coach, and then now he's kind of like a full-time streamer that absolutely dominates everything he does. So definitely a top player in my mind. And we'll move on to the next one, which is going to be Mutex. He's actually number 8 on this list, and that doesn't diminish his skill in any way. Obviously, he just dropped the solo quad world record, dropping 61 kills or something like that, and has several high kill games within Warzone. Also happens to have the highest KD on this list with a 5.85, over 112,000 kills. So this guy definitely knows how to get the job done. Averages 12 kills per match. And that even counts the ones where you die right off the bat. Everything gets averaged in there. So when it comes to this style of format where you got to get a ton of kills, obviously he ranks pretty high in that category. And one of the things that kind of gets overshadowed is how good of a sniper he is in the game, because a lot of times with these kill races, it's usually automatic rifle with an automatic SMG, and that's kind of the meta. You don't really get to see a lot of sniper play out of it, but definitely high on my list. Next up at the number 7 spot is going to be the Movement King himself, Average Joe Woe, NRG Joe Woe, whatever you want to call him. The dude is an absolute monster at the game, like I said, as everyone is on this list. And he's actually made a big name for himself around being the Movement King by doing everything to out-finesse players, which is very essential, especially when you're someone like him who generally plays solo quads for a majority of his content. You got to be able to out-finesse, outplay, and do a lot of things like we saw in that Aiden clip in the beginning, where you kind of have to know all the hop-up spots, you got to know all the movement, and you have to play your life effectively because you're not going to get bought back no one's gonna res you. You have to win those gulags. You got to be able to get, take on multiple people and outsmart them in a way by outplaying them with the right power positions. And Joe Woe is one of those guys where he could pretty much fit on any team. So if you're looking for someone to model your movement after, this is definitely that guy. And next up in the 6th place spot is going to be Jukies. If you've never seen this guy play, he's an absolute monster. Very aggressive, but also very smart about how he positions himself and gets into situations and can get out of situations to play his life. I know he plays a lot of 2v2, kill races, wagers, all that stuff. And it's crazy that he makes his list considering that he's almost always at a competitive disadvantage, being on 150 to 180 ping, playing on EU with the vast majority of almost everyone he'll ever play against on NA servers. So it's just one of those things that I think he's adapted to, risen up to the challenge, and could probably even rank a little bit higher and performed even better in some of these tournaments that have happened if he was actually in North America. Next up on our list is actually going to be Z-Laner at the number 5 spot. His stock has risen a ton over the past 6 months or so, because he's been able to shine in a lot of different tournaments, mixing up different partners, and he has actually climbed the leaderboard in terms of earnings while also performing at a very high level. Like I said earlier, Mutex had the highest KD with a 5.85. He comes in at a 5.84, basically tied. On a given day, they might go up or down. So he's basically has the highest KD out of anyone on this list, but also averages 12.1 kills per match. And one of the things that's underrated, but I really like about Z-Laner is his ability to communicate with his teammate. So if they're on the same page, he'll give very clear, concise information so that everyone knows exactly what's going on. So overall, an absolute monster. Now we'll be getting into the top 4, and with a lot of these, you can go up or down. It really just depends on preferences, play styles. It's going to be highly debated, I would imagine. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And next up on the list is going to be Tommy. And surprisingly enough, as we go through all the different names on here, Tommy actually averages the highest amount of kills per match at 13.2 out of everyone on this list, which is pretty impressive considering some of the names on this list and the ones we have yet to cover. And from watching and getting to know him a little bit, he seems like one of the easiest going guys that knows a lot about the game and has that expertise as an in-game leader. And on top of that high average kill per game, he also has one of the highest winning percentages on this list, second to only TP, who had 27.9. He comes in at a 20% win rate, which is pretty impressive considering all the games you back out of in a wager. You're done. All right, cool. Move on to the next one. You're not even really trying for the win, and he still wins 1 of 5 matches, which is just absurd considering the circumstances. So if you haven't had a chance to check him out, I definitely would. And next up at number 3 on this list is Super Evan. And like a lot of times, I think he just slips under the radar. For whatever reason, he's number 3 in earnings. He has one of the highest KDs on this list, highest average kills, win percentages there. Every tournament I've seen him in, he overperforms and does exceptionally well. But some reason, he's kind of slipped through the radar, slipped through the cracks, and he's exceptional pretty much at everything he does. I've seen him snipe. This dude is a cracked out player, very proficient, and has done well with pretty much almost any teammate he's been paired with. So I don't know what else I could say about him other than he's an absolute monster in every category when it comes to Warzone. So number 2 on this list is going to be Huskers. He is the second keyboard and mouse player that we've taken a look at today. The first was Metaphor. And I think what Huskers does is he's very proficient at Battle Royales. He's played professionally in the Battle Royale scene in multiple titles. So his aim is on point. Dude does not look like he ever misses. And he's very proficient about how he positions himself around the map so he can get maximum kills with the least amount of deaths, which is the name of the game when you're going for kill races. And on top of all that, he also has the second most wins on this list, second to only TP with 1,500 wins. So it's pretty impressive to be able to also be the Slayer as well as be that player that actually goes out for wins, which is incredibly hard to find. You guys probably already know where this is going. It's going to be Aiden, and he's been phenomenal as of late. Obviously, he's always been good. He set the 60 kill solo quad record, and he's done a lot of other things in the game, but it seems like he's been creeping and growing to another level and kind of separating himself from a lot of players that play Warzone for his consistency, being able to drop an insane amount of kills. He averages actually the same amount of kills per match as Huskers. So because of that consistency as of late, I kind of got to put him a hair above Huskers at this point, but that could easily shift back and forth. So there it is. Let me know what you thought of the list. If you enjoyed the video, learned something new, please do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back, double check, make sure you subscribe with notifications on. And if you want to see them compete, don't miss the NYSL Subliner 100K Warzone Mania on Monday, June 7th. Appreciate all the support on the channel. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.